Yo, this your boy EC22. Once again, this is the FairWeather Fan channel. Before we go any further, please like, subscribe, share, but most of all, leave comments because I want you to join this conversation. And it is once again Tuesday. We are down here in Ice-Mageddon here in the North Texas Metroplex. We got a little bit of that Montana weather down there. I don't know what J-Dub did up there. I must have waved the magic wand and sent all the
I put some voodoo on you.
That's exactly what happened. So now we're all stuck in our house and we had to do a podcast because what else there to do, right? Can't get out there on the roads. What's going on, Brandon, man? Good to have you back on the show, brother. How you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling great, guys. Looking forward to the opportunity to kind of share my insights on here. I appreciate the invite. And I know J-Dub's only going to be on for a second, but definitely not going to be able to fill his shoes. But I hope I can give some good information out to everybody.
Who's gonna fill those shoes?
Coach, you giving us a song?
Hey, what's up, people out there? Just want to reiterate what EC said, man. Y'all jump on, like, subscribe. Most of all, comment. Get in there and shake it up for us, so we can make the show livelier and disagree and rant and rave, and because at the end of the day, our team.
There you go. J-Dub, I have a bone to pick with you, brother.
Oh, Lord. It's starting early.
I got a bone to pick with you because we've been talking about sports and we have not yet covered 1 second of the UnRivaled League. What how we missed that?
Brother, because like we all struggle with, life been lifing for me here recently, and I caught the first little group of games, and I haven't seen one since. I've been trying to follow the little stats. But yeah, the second season, it should be better than the first, starting to iron out bugs and people learning their spots and their roles and responsibilities. But yeah, from what I've seen and from what little bit of stats I've seen, it's been good so far. Man,
it's been good and good. It's been great. I've been watching it, definitely catching it in rebroadcast because I record the games and I don't know where I just forgot to bring it up. I guess all this other stuff. But man, season 2 of the UnRivaled League, y'all. If you haven't watched anything about UnRivaled, first of all, if you do not know what the UnRivaled League, it is kind of like the big 3 of NBA, which Ice Cube, but this is kind of a direct link, kind of like a off-season league for the women. There's a lot of money invested in it. These women are coming out there to play. It's a 3-on-3 league. Unlike the big 3 as half court, these women play full court basketball. It is a phenomenal product during this time of season, and you have to watch it and experience for yourself. Yeah. Chelsea Gray, Mama Gray, if y'all know her, she's a champion with the Las Vegas Aces, man. She has been lighting it up out there, man. She's averaging almost 30 points a game. She's out there just getting buckets, man. Mama Gray's and she's leading in every statistical category: assists, scoring. She's down in there in steals. She's doing a thing. It almost like she feels like, hey, you know what? Asia Wilson has been in all the fanfare with the WNBA, and that's my teammate. And no disrespect to her, but she says she's gonna get her chips right now. She's gonna tear the UnRivaled League.
Her game, her bag, if you will, is very suited for that because it's more spread out. It's not as congested, so she can get into her stuff and get around people. The only real comment that I made to Coach was this league is set up for Miss Beckers to just be a monster because it's going to allow her to do the same things that Mama Gray's being able to do. So, again, I feel a little bad. I haven't got to see any of the games, really, but I'm going to do a better part and try to catch some of them.
Yeah. So, speaking of Paige Beckers, man, she's been going out there lights out, man. She has really been doing her thing, man. The contract she got with them over in off season, coming to the WNBA, and then right after getting drafted, she turned around and got the contract with the UnRivaled League. The first person to be contracted with the UnRivaled League, man. It's been crazy, and she has not disappointed. She has just made her stamp on the league, man. New team, the Breeze, and they're sitting in third place right now. A tie for third. I think it's a 3-way tie for third. Second place for 4 and 3. They've been doing their thing, man, and the teammates she got. They got a nice little good roster. They can do their thing, but the Roses are going to be the hardest team to beat. I mean, the Lace is going to be the hardest team to beat, but at the end of the day, man, they're doing their thing. The one thing people talked about when it comes down to women's basketball is the excitement when it comes down to athleticism. Well, Dominique Malunga, the young center from the Seattle Storm, she's been dunking. So, ain't been a whole lot, but she's getting a chance to get down and get those drop steps dunk like that. And they ain't talking about just barely getting in the rim, pushing. She's been throwing it down like how Brittany Griner used to do. That's the one we've been expecting to dunk was Brittany Griner. But man, Dominique Malunga, man, she's a young girl. I think she's still 19, 20 years old, young girl. She's really been doing her thing. We've been looking for Ezra Stevens to get into the dunking contest. We know she's doing it in warm up, but we're still waiting on her to get in there. A couple others like Raquel Jackson, all them others to do those things. They see what they do in the practice, but she was able to get this thing done in an actual game. And not saying that we want to see women just start flying the court, catching alley-oops and dunking like dudes. That ain't what we're trying to say, right? But the fact that they're all bringing a little bit more of energy to the game, we love that. Who is this right here, Brandon? You know this guy right here, Giant Dumpster?
No, but I know who Asher Sutton is. That's my nephew. He goes to he goes to Ole Miss, and he's actually coming home. They had the worse ice storm than we had. They're actually losing power for a couple weeks, and their frat house flooded and all that. So shout out to Asher. I appreciate the woo pig on there, but he's really a Ole Miss super fan.
You got Mason on too, Brandon. Cool.
So what's up, Mason? What's up, Ashton, man? Appreciate you guys for joining the show. Please, man, jump in when you want to. Real quick.
Hey, Mason.
I'm just going to run down the standings of the UnRivaled League real quick, and we'll jump off and move on. The Aces are 6-1. They're leading the Laces are 6-1, leading the whole deal. The Mist coming around with 5-2. The Roses are 4-3. That's the one I'm talking with Chelsea Gray. The Breeze that has Paige Beckers are 4-3. The Phantom 4-3. The Vinyl 2-5. Hive 2-5, and then the Luna Owls finally get one game. And they got the Brittany Griners and our girl Courtney Williams on that squad. They're just having fun. They're really not trying to win. They're out there just doing their thing the best way they can. But it's been fun. The women that has been going. Raquel Jackson has been tearing up social media.
Yeah,
it's really just for all other reasons besides basketball. Let me just say it that way.
So, hey, I got a quick question regarding the UnRivaled League for both you guys.
Yes, sir.
Hey, last year we had some of the big names that didn't participate. Is everybody playing in it this year, or is some people sitting out, or how's that working?
So there's one big name that didn't participate last year, but is actually participating this year, and it's our girl over in LA.
Cameron Brink?
No, Kelsey. Kelsey
Plum.
Kelsey Plum.
Yeah.
And one big note from last year who played this year, and that's Angel Reese. She's not playing in this UnRivaled League this year.
Is Cameron Brink playing?
Cameron Brink is playing. Yep,
okay.
She's playing with Paige Beckers. So that's how that team is going. So
how about Caitlin Clark?
No.
Not yet.
Yeah, she still got a nurse or injury. She's not going to waste that playing in this league.
Is my girl playing, Nafisa?
She's still nursing injury. Okay. She's on the team. She's on the roster, but she's still nursing. Yeah. She's on the same roster, but she's still nursing injury. So yeah.
Cool. And she's still co-owner. That ain't gonna change.
Yeah, that ain't right.
The one thing I want to add about Dominique is we were not hard on her, but she didn't have the best WNBA season this last season, and this is exactly what she needs to get into a rhythm and to be more productive when the real season starts.
Yeah. She obviously when they brought her in, because now you got to look at, are they trying to play her Esmond Beggar, or are they trying to play her? So they have to try to split between the two girls, and getting her in early. She's still a young girl. There's a lot of different nuances of the game that she didn't understand. But when I put the microscope to her, the girl got some game. She got some footwork. He's just putting it all together. And like I say, hopefully when the one-on-one start, which is coming February 11th through the 14th, man, when that start, when she finally get to play one-on-one with some of them bigs and use that footwork with nobody worrying, they got to worry about who's behind you, who's like that's what's going to really, really tell the tale on how this girl can really develop. And she needs it, but she's going to be a beast in this league. Yeah, she really is. The Do you guys talk all sports, or is it just basketball? Bro, we talk everything. You throw it out there. What you want to talk about? But right now, at this time of season, Mason, this is where we're talking about basketball because that's what's going on right now. But when other seasons hit, when soccer, obviously when the World Cup come down, we're going to be talking about that. I got some folks who's going to come on and talk about that. We're at the end of football season, so right now this is all things basketball right now. But let us know what you want to talk about. We'll definitely jump on in that. With that being said, Brandon,
what's up?
I heard some news that somebody told me, a little bird told me he was an SEC fan.
Hey, maybe. Maybe, you know.
In case you haven't got the memo, we are Big 12 over here.
Hey, y'all got some good teams. I'm prepared to talk about that too.
Let's jump on in it, man.
I'm gonna ride with you, Brandon. I'm just glad to have some backup finally.
Okay. I appreciate that.
So what is going on with y'all men's basketball team over here? Because they're not doing as well as the women. I'm going to go ahead and just throw it out there, but I'm going to let you ahead and take that.
Who are we talking about? Are we talking about the Razorbacks? Are we talking about the same team?
I'm just talking about SEC in general. They're not doing – the SEC men's are not doing better than the women. I'm just – as far as, dominating.
No doubt. There's there's some Big 12's got, at least one undefeated team in Arizona.
Yeah.
Those guys, they're a big team. I mean, they got a 7'2" guy. They got two forwards that are 6'8". I think they're second in rebounds.
Yeah.
In the NCAA right now. And they're second in paint points, and that's a tough team to beat. But let me just touch on Arkansas real quick.
Let's go.
And then I'll get into, some other teams that I think are going to be interesting to watch. But obviously, this is going to be a little biased, but I'm telling you, the Hogs are coming to play this year. Calipari is getting them ready for Final Four run and probably a championship. Okay.
Really?
And, they are currently sitting second behind my boy, Coach D-Way's team, A&M. But let me tell you something about that. A&M has not played anyone yet. I think they had one ranked game, which they lost to Tennessee. Arkansas, if you didn't know, Calipari's got them set up to play all 8 Elite 8 teams from last year. So very tough schedule. Now, so far against ranked teams, they're 3-3. They got some notable wins over number 4 Louisville, 16 Texas Tech, and 19 Tennessee. But this cat, Darius Acuff, have you guys seen him play?
Man, J-Dub and I were talking about him today, man. Go ahead, Brandon. Keep tracking. He
is a dog, let me tell you. So far in the first 7 weeks of the season, this guy's managed to squeeze off 6 SEC Player of the Week, Freshman Player of the Week awards. No player has ever done that, ever.
Okay.
So that should tell you something right there. There are several players that have done that 5 times in an entire season. And just to give you an idea of who those guys are, we're talking about John Wall, Nerlens Noel, and Devin Booker. So, and besides him, they got 8 players that could start on any college team right now. So they're very deep. I'm really liking the way they're looking so far. We did have some tough losses to Auburn and Georgia. Those were road losses. Even Calipari said afterwards that he thought that basically Arkansas was 2 teams. But you know what? We got a lot of freshmen. Mm-hmm. So that's going to happen. And that's why these, top-ranked games are so important right now. Because honestly, SEC championship would be great. But I want to see them make a run for the national championship. There's no better time than now. Any comments on that?
That's a hard task for an SEC team to make it all the way. I mean, because obviously, I'm not, trolling anything like that, but Big 12 is standing in the way.
Yep. And I know, and Brandon, I know it's early, but who do you see as the front runners? The maybe the guys that you can see them, maybe the Elite Eight. Who are some of the big name teams that you see that you think could be?
Yeah, so I think
you mentioned Arizona and Arkansas.
Well, specifically in the SEC, I'm gonna have to keep my eye on Kentucky.
Yeah,
they're on a 5-game win streak.
Yeah,
they're also 5-2 in the SEC. Florida, coming off a national championship, they're not to be messed with. They're 5-2 as well. So it's kind of a mixed bag right now. As far as other conferences go.
Vanderbilt, Purdue, Michigan State, or any of those, go ahead.
No, I mean, Arkansas took care of Vandy pretty easily. I think they also have a soft schedule. Teams I'm looking at are Arizona, which I already mentioned. Duke has the best freshman in the greater NCAA in Cameron Boozer. And I don't think there's any question about that. I mean, they're winning games by an average of 20 points per game.
Facts.
So it's going to be a little tough to deal with. Also, you got UConn in the Big East. They're 19-1, defending Big East champs. They've had 15 straight wins. So they're going to be very tough to deal with. And they're also, I think they're beating teams by almost 15 points a game per game.
Mm-hmm.
And then the team that I like, and I don't know if anybody else is down for this team, and they're ranked number 10 in the country. Does anybody know who I might be talking about?
Oh, we already know that. Big 12.
They're a little bit south of us.
Big 12.
Houston. Listen, I think Kelvin Sampson is one of the best coaches in the league, if not the best.
How many times have we said that, EC? We say it every year.
Last year, year before.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And is Tech in the Big 12 still?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're still there. They right below Houston. They're in the rank right below Houston. So
it's rolling, dude.
It's the Big 12. Yeah. I don't know what I can't.
It's the Big 12, y'all.
It's the Big 12.
Yeah.
Now I'm upset. No, first of all, going back to the SEC, with getting Oklahoma and Texas, which they're not doing well right now, like I just knew that the SEC would really, really take over. Obviously, Florida won it last year against the Big 12 team, so I'm still kind of salty on that. So that's probably where my anger is coming from. But however way, looking at what the SEC has been able to do with these other teams, other than Oklahoma and the traditional ones that's getting up there, that's really been out there playing some ball. Like A&M, and somewhat been known for basketball, mostly for football, but they really been climbing up since they left the Big 12. They really been hanging in there. Obviously, it's going to be a tourney team, but nobody expect A&M to get all the way to the Elite Eight or to the Final Four. But, I mean, I will say this, Brandon, you got a point. Because even though you're looking at their Arkansas team that's sitting at 15 right now in the rankings, once this whole – if they would go right now, momentum can be on their way. And they can find themselves definitely in the Sweet 16. And once you get to the Sweet 16, hell, there's anybody's game at that point, the way the thing is shaped up. Now, that goddamn kid. Y'all, I'm going to tell you right now, I do not like Duke. Never been a fan of Duke. And any player that came from Duke, I'm not a fan of. Except for one Carlos Boozer. I became a fan of his once he left Duke. And I have to, by default, love his kids. So both of them are playing for Duke, and they're really playing well. So, man, Cameron Boozer is going to be a beast. He's more like going to be one and done. So that's the one thing I'm excited about this team.
Man, how about this big, tall, skinny kid over in Dallas, man? How about that kid? He's a Duke kid. I know you like him.
What kid?
That big, tall,
Cooper Flag.
Cooper Flag.
Oh, didn't y'all see me root for him against him last year? Now that he's out of Duke, I can root for him. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So, yeah. When he was with Duke, can't stand him. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it is, right? And if he get kids that go to Duke, I'll love his kids. But, right now it's like, no.
Y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but weren't there twin boys on that deal or no?
Oh, I think they were maybe a few years apart. I don't think they're twins. Are they twins?
Jay?
Yeah, they're fraternal twins. They are fraternal twins. That's right. They are fraternal twins. They're not identical, they're fraternal.
Z-Man, this year men's college basketball is exciting for Texas teams. Do not sleep on Tech. They beat both Duke and BYU. They also didn't they almost beat Houston? They're hard to beat at home. Yeah, they're tough. Lubbock's tough, man. But
Andrew Hamilton is saying, who's going to have a Cinderella run this year in the tourney? That's a good question. Brandon, you want to take a stab at that?
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm going to say. I mean,
well, that's not a Cinderella run. You already told me they're one of the best teams in the country, so they're not going to be surprising anybody.
Cinderella? I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, it's going to be tough no matter who you are to get. There's a lot of really good teams, and I mean, I don't know what Gonzaga's doing or some of these other teams that somehow come out of nowhere. But I haven't really been. I don't really pay that much attention to teams that aren't winning.
I like Texas Tech. I like Texas Tech as my dark horse. So,
I mean,
but I don't have a dark horse. But I want to backdoor a couple things. So, in the world of NIL, the one and done isn't a necessary. Like Cameron may be one and done because he's probably going to be the first pick. But these two guards for Arkansas, Wu Pig Sui, they can hang around for a couple years because they could make just as much money in college now as they can in the G League if they're not good enough to make the real team. And Brandon can talk further about it. I'm more interested in seeing this big 7-foot Bosniak kid for Arkansas play, and he's only getting like a couple minutes a game every once in a while. So this team, John Calipari's recruiting out of Arkansas for the first time in Arkansas's history, really. They usually go with hometown kids. But they got 3 freshmen that could stick around for at least 2 seasons and be successful.
I'm telling you, this A-Cup kid, I've seen him play 3 times now, and I was telling J-Dub today, he is a taller version, the way he acts, the way he carries himself, the way he attacks the basket. He's a taller version of Allen Iverson. And he, I mean, kind of a Derrick Rose, Allen Iverson, Kyrie Irving, kind of all in one package. I mean, the guy can frickin' ball.
And I love his resting aggressive face. We're going to use the proper term. He looks ready to throw. He's looking for smoke at all times.
Yeah.
So
well, and he really takes over games. I've seen the majority of the Arkansas games, and they've had to play from behind. And I've seen him score the last 15 points of the game in one game. So he's that guy that can step up when the pressure is on.
Love it.
And he can pretty much make anything. I've seen him go up to the rim with 3 guys under the rim and still get it in the basket. So I think I'm going to disagree a little bit with you, J-Dub. I think he's going to be a one and done. They're saying that he's, barring a complete collapse this season, he's probably going to go first round. Unless, like you said, it comes down to the money. So if he thinks the money at Arkansas is going to be, or at another team, say he transfers or something like that, then it just depends on his personality. I know that he's a he's a Detroit kid, and he's a good kid too. And he's in love, he's in love with his city. So that's yet to be seen, but he's going to have the opportunity to go into the NBA and bypass the G League.
And I know just from what I've heard, him and Calipari have butted heads a couple times. And so that, that's always plays into it. I remember way back in the day before you guys were even watching basketball, the great Isaiah Thomas, that was in Indiana when Bobby Knight was rolling. I mean, he had to get out of there because him and Bobby were about to kill each other. So, but yeah, I mean, he can play. Jacob, I can't wait for you to catch an Arkansas game because I know you'll totally be into it, man. You'll totally be all. So,
hey, they're playing right now.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say this about the game right now. OU's going to give them a tough game. I mean, Arkansas should win easily, but OU's going to take them. It's not going to be a cake.
Man, they finna beat OU down.
I mean, they're down by 8 right now. So OU's winning, but Arkansas is definitely they turn it up in the second half. So
yeah.
I'm not too worried about it.
All right, so to answer, I'm going to go and Anthony answered the question. I'm going to answer this question, giving my opinion as far as who I think can be a Cinderella story. You start looking at the SEC. You talking about Alabama could be one of those Cinderella stories that come up. Who's that?
Sorry, fellas.
All right, Jay.
All right, bro. And so, I'm mad, coach. Let me do it this way. There we go. So I think Alabama could be one of those teams. These are not teams that I predict to be a similar story, but I think they could be. But one team is really coming to mind right now, and that's St. John's. I think, they wouldn't be a Cinderella story because they're a typical team who's usually be up there, but this year they're right at the edge of the top 25. They're second in their conference and next to UConn. So if this team gets one of those, anywhere between 25 to 32, they could be one of those Cinderella teams that can come back and just surprise and beat a couple of top seed teams, top 10, top 15 teams. I think they really could. But we still got a couple more months away to March. It's all about how you're gonna win your conference, how you're gonna get seated.
Yeah.
DJ Dwayne. Who that?
DJ Dwayne's. Who's that, Z man?
And then what up, Bob? Appreciate you.
Demansky, who do you think will go number one?
Oh, he talking about the kid from the kid from BYU.
Okay. What's he like?
Yeah.
ECU, what's he like?
It's AJ. It's not DJ, it's AJ. It's BYU, he good. In all fairness, though, Cameron Bruce is going number one. It's just what that is. It's just what that is. The kid can ball. He's got the size. He's got the IQ. A lot of these kids can play. Definitely, these guys in their top five scoring, they can play. But this kid Cameron Bruce is something special. It's just straight up what that is, And everybody, I don't know how some of these lower NBA teams right now they're going to start tanking to get him because he right now it's the Cameron Bruiser sweepstakes as it is right now in NBA. So that's kind of what that is. I think it's already set.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Going back to the SEC, let's go to women's real quick. I want to just kind of throw a little highlight on what the women's doing. And, man, listen. This is where SEC has really, really come to life. You can't find – the women's SEC is almost unfair of the amount of talent they got, over in the SEC when it comes down to the women's. And it ain't like just barely. They got some ballers. You're talking about from South Carolina. We saw what they always in the big deal, right? Texas coming up. South Carolina got their girl. Texas with my girl Madison Booker. Royal Harmon and Jordan Lee. Vanderbilt. They just took our first loss to South Carolina, and it was a beatdown. It was like they scored 103-74. They were the last unbeaten, was the second to last unbeaten team. UConn is still unbeaten. Vandy got some of their first loss from South Carolina after South Carolina just got beat down by OU. So it's like, SEC is just whooping on each other. It's crazy.
And don't forget LSU,
LSU is doing their thing once again. Yeah. LSU beat OU, and then OU beat South Carolina, and then South Carolina trying to beat Vanderbilt. Like this SEC women's play is going crazy over there, man.
And that all just happened.
This all within the last week or so, 2 weeks or so. It's like, man.
It's crazy,
So. But they're in conference play. And this is what you're going to happen. All it's going to do is make these teams stronger and play because when it comes down to the tourney, I wouldn't be surprised if they threw it this way. I wouldn't be surprised to see a whole Elite Eight be women's. SEC women's. I can see that happening because the way they've been playing, they probably won't seed it that way because somebody got to give. Somebody's gonna have to have a lower seeding based on the amount of losses they lost and the amount of losses in the conference. But it wouldn't be surprising. For them all these women, because you even talking about, we're talking about Texas, OU, Vanderbilt, LSU, South Carolina. They're really, really coming to play some ball. Not Big 12 team. We trying to hang on. We got our girl over in TCU with Olivia Miles doing her thing. Baylor's trying to hang in there. It is what it is. It just, we're just not good there. But at the end of the day, that guy over there in Connecticut, he still got everybody's number.
Oh yeah.
Gina Oriama, man, is still undefeated, man. He got some squads up there. Sarah Strong up there doing their thing. Azzy Fudd, man, is killing their thing, is doing the thing over there, man. Sarah Strong has been beasting lately. And I don't know if y'all get a chance to watch Sarah Strong, but she's still just a sophomore.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of hers.
Yeah, so she's got a lot more. Matter of fact, most of these when you're talking about the Madison Booker will probably be coming out. Sarah Strong will be coming out. Not Sarah Strong, but Azzy Fudd will be coming out. Obviously, Flo J. Johnson will be coming out.
You got
the big girl in UCLA.
Yeah, Lauren Betts. Yeah.
Lauren Betts will be coming out.
Yeah,
but women's basketball is in a good shape. And when you start looking at Vanderbilt, the number 2 scorer in the league is just a freshman. You know what I'm saying? With Micaiah Blakes. I mean, this is crazy. So, I mean, women's basketball is in a great position. And we start looking at – but what's so good about it, and we talked about this D-Way last year about now they're getting these expansion teams, you know what I'm saying, to the WNBA. And with the amount of talent that's there in college right now, these expansion teams going to be in great shape to have success right from the rip. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited about that, man. And that's all I have for WNBA. Anybody want to talk? Hey, Brandon, you got anything you want to add to the conversation as far as men's or women?
No, I think I pretty much covered it. I'm not really big into the women, so I can't really speak to that. I'll let you guys, run that side of things. But I think it's going to be an exciting NCAA season, and I'm just looking forward to continuing to. Hopefully, I can watch some more games, some of these other teams. But I'm excited for it.
Awesome.
All right, let's jump in a little bit NBA real quick, man. I've been able to catch a few games here and there, and I'm going to be honest with you, to my FairWeather fan community out there, I've told you guys I was going to watch some basketball, particularly NBA, and I watched a couple of games, and, man, let me tell you what, that was the best sleep I've had in a long time. I'm just like, my goodness. I need to start doing that more often, man, when it's hard to go to sleep. If anybody want to go to sleep, just turn on the NBA game.
Oh, my gosh. That's awesome.
If your team is not playing, and if your team is playing, obviously you sitting on the edge of your seat biting your nails, right? Because, but I'm not saying it's not exciting. It's hard to grade competition when everybody's so good and nobody's playing defense. It's just,
there's no defense
right
at all. Makes for a boring, and that's why when I mentioned earlier why I liked Houston so much is because they're a defensive-minded team.
Sir. Yes,
I mean, they remind me, I'm used to watching, if y'all remember back in the day, Nolan Richardson, 40 Minutes of Hell with Arkansas.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see in basketball. That's what I want to see in football. And I feel like most of these NBA games are all-star games.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts. When you're talking about average scoring, it's like 115, 110, and 115 average scoring in a regular. I mean, if that's what we've come to, and that's what the game has evolved to, cool. And if players just that good, then I still understand why we can't play defense. You know what I'm saying? If you can score that much and there's a little bit of defensive effort, then that's great. And we're not talking about helping and stuff like that. I'm just talking about, like, let's do some one-on-one hardcore effort defense. You know what I'm saying? And but we don't get that, right? But like I say, this point of the season, it is what it is. We still got load management going on with the season. Usually after All-Star break, that's when things get chippy. That's when things the guys are trying to not be in a play-in spot. So it's a little more aggressive down the stretch. And then, of course, once it gets to March, man, basketball is going to be crazy. But this is what guys in the NBA need to start doing right now. You do realize that for the guys in the NBA that for a whole month, you will not be watched. Your ratings will go down because everything's going to be geared towards men's and women's basketball in college, and your ratings going to be going down. They're going to be taking over the airwaves. And so I think right now this is that fight for dominance to try to get those TV spots, because after March, they're going to have to be very, very strategic on who they're going to put on TV, right? And so, you're going to get all this energy in March, and then you get a primetime TV, you know what I'm saying, the 1st of April, and all of a sudden it's like, boom, you get this trash. You know what I'm saying? So teams to decide right now how they're going to finish the season out for the men. I'm just throwing it out there. And like Mason asked the old age-old question, who LeBron versus Jordan? Let me just put a bookmark in that. Okay.
I have some closing comments that I want to kind of talk about, and I'm going to touch on that just very quickly, if that's all right with you guys.
Hey, man.
Absolutely.
But I definitely have an opinion on that and some comments about LeBron's recent activity.
Go ahead.
Oh, you want me to cover now?
I think you want.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know if you've seen what, Mr. LeBron Raymond James in the news lately, but here he is. He's already trying to run the Lakers organization. Now he's meddling with the NBA rules and trying to get rules changed. He wants to change it to where, the NBA has a rule in place right now where in order to be considered for awards and for all-team NBA team, you got to play at least 65 games. And right now, I think he's sitting at 28 games or something like that he's played, and like 17 that he's missed. So he's complaining. I mean, I don't agree with that. I think that's a good rule that they put in place. The other thing he did last year was he was advocating for trying to change the games from 48 minutes to 40 minutes. And I don't agree with that either. It seems like everything that he's advocating for is only benefiting LeBron James. Because you know what? He's older.
Yeah.
He's missed all those games. He doesn't have any major injuries.
Yeah.
He's dealing with some arthritis and with some plantar fasciitis, I think, or something like that, which is just due to old age. He's 41 or 42, something like that. So I just think LeBron needs to get out there. If you're worried about not getting the awards and not getting on all-team NBA, your stats support it, but you need to get out there and play the 65 games.
Yeah.
So I don't know if y'all have any opinions on that, but I think, you never saw, and just to touch on Mason's point, you never saw Jordan doing anything like that. Jordan just went out there, played basketball. He wasn't in the news trying to change things in the league or doing things outside of the league, other than stuff he shouldn't have been doing, gambling and stuff like that. Yeah. But Jordan all the way. I think LeBron's always going to, no matter what LeBron does, unfortunately, he's always going to live in the shadow of Jordan. And will somebody come along at some point that's going to surpass Jordan for the greatest player of all time? Probably. That's probably really likely, but I just don't think that it's LeBron James. And I think that when he starts meddling and making all these waves, in the news and against the league and things like that, he's only hurting his legacy.
Yep.
So that's my opinion. If y'all have any input on that.
I think you're spot on. LeBron is quickly losing the popularity contest for sure. Just because of how he's acted the last 3 or 4 years, EC.
Yeah.
And I mean, and I've had multiple conversations with people that are basketball people. And until somebody shows me different or proves different, Kobe Bryant's still number 2. So LeBron James does what he does because he wants things to suit him, and he's claimed to be the best to ever do it. Yeah.
Thanks.
I mean, Kobe Bryant is, if there's anybody, close to Jordan, it's Kobe Bryant, number 24. And LeBron needs to it's about time, EC, for him to ride on out in the sunsets, and enjoy all that money he's got. So
LeBron, when I look about who's the greatest of all time, right? Everybody have their rubric. Everybody have their, the things they measure when it comes down to putting that in the category. Everybody describe it the way they want to describe it. And that's what makes this conversation just so fluid, because we can never really get to a definite answer, right? So when I ask people who's their best between Jordan or LeBron or whoever player they want to put in there, the only question I would ask them is like, when you tell me who your person is, give me your criteria to be in that category. You know what I'm saying? And one thing I get from a lot of LeBron James fans is just blanket. I just think he's better with no other criteria other than that. But then when they do try to speak or debate it, their debate is all about Jordan, about Jordan. And I tell people, and if that's your way, if that's your style of debating by being, counterintuitive, okay, I get it, right? But the reality of this, if you can't talk about your player and how great he is without bringing up another player, then your player ain't great. If like all of us can sit here 10 toes down and talk about how good Jordan is and why he's great, and not bring up now another player. Yeah. But when people start talking about LeBron, it's like, what he did, what Jordan didn't do. He did this, what Kareem didn't do. It's like, bruh, talk about your guy, right? Now, when it comes down to what LeBron James is able to do as far as marketing, player empowerment, that's been great because he dominated the era and the generation of basketball by giving the players opportunities to make more money, to play longer times, and keep your body in shape, right? The whole load management started with him, you know what I'm saying? So it just, and we can appreciate that, right? And that's what these players are asking for when you start talking about lowering the game's amount of minutes, right? This is LeBron James trying to look out for the guys that came in the draft with him and years before and years after that are still in the league, the Kevin Durant's of the world, right? You watch Dwayne Wade, who came in the same draft with him and Carmelo Anthony, but they're no longer there, right? So, hey, trying to look out for those guys and the Steph Currys and the Durant's of the world, right, who are playing top notch, right? But that ain't what we see. That ain't what we normally see in basketball. We want to see 48 minutes. We want to see 82 games. And just like you said, B. Marshall, at the end of the day, when you compare generation, and all of a sudden now we're looking at, if you cap it off and say we're going to play less games and less minutes, then at that point, Hall of Fame stops right there.
Yeah,
because you have
exactly.
You have nothing to judge it with. You know what I'm saying? You can't
all these
Hall of Fame.
all these future players are going to be impacted like that. There's no way. I mean, when you're playing 8 less minutes across an entire career per game, LeBron's just trying to cement his records by pushing for that. And that's not fair to the future of basketball or the future of all these, these kids that are still in elementary school that are eventually going to get to the NBA. If that were to happen, which I don't think it ever would, there needs to be a big asterisk next to every one of those records. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's true.
So,
I like it, Lou. Yeah, I mean, all the greats all played 48-minute games. And that's the way basketball's set up. So I don't know what kind of crack that LeBron's smoking out there in LA, but he needs to put the pipe down and just play basketball and let everybody else take care of this.
I like this comment right here, and this I think this is a fair balance between for load management. It said instead of a big name player taking off one of the games on a back-to-back game, they should be limited to 20 minutes to play both games. You're guaranteed to see women if you want to see a Spurs game. And I think that's a fair, so instead of taking load management a whole game off, just lower the minutes. We get back-to-back, right? I don't get it because the greats did it. This ain't like they act like back-to-back is new. Yeah. Like this ain't no new thing.
And they were playing defense back then. You're only playing half the game. But the reason why they won't do 20 minutes is because it's going to affect their points per game. Yeah. And they're more concerned about individual stats. So they're never going to agree to that.
I watched Dirk Nowitzki his last year when he was trying to move up in the points thing, right? And he needed several points. And Mark Cuban and Mavericks went out there, put all the T-shirts out on the seats. And Dirk said he did not want to get it that game with the amount of points he needed to get in that game. He wanted to spread it out over the next couple of games. But because the media in Dallas has been behind it, the fans behind it, the organization said, hey, today is the day. Dirk went out there first quarter and pop, 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 pop. Get it done. Yeah. So you start talking, and then sat down for the rest of the game. So you start talking about Brandon as far as minutes restriction versus points. If you're the best in the world, go get your points then. You know what I'm saying? True. If you're good, get your points and sit down. It should be that easy to do. You know what I'm saying? If you're saying you're the greatest in the world, I'm just saying. Go ahead, D-Way.
If you got some, I was just gonna say, I think there were a couple of games on Sunday we might want to talk about different sport.
Yeah, we just got to wrap up the NBA right now. Yeah. I want to get to Z-Man. Z-Man saying I still love where the Mavs are without Luka. They're going to be a good team if they can add a couple more pieces. Luka is a great player, but he think he can win. Listen, Luka got us all the way to the finals. At the end of the day, defense, no defense, he got us all the way to the finals, and there was nothing that I saw out of his game that suggested me that he couldn't complete that task, right? Dirk Nowitzki wasn't the greatest defender. We found other pieces around, and we found a way that Dirk can defend, and we found out how to help him. And it took us a while to get there, but we got there, and we won it eventually, right? Luka is going to win a championship in his career. That's inevitable. That guy is too good. He's not. He's going to win one. And the Mavs are not a better team without him. Now, I have accepted the fact that we can do well. We can do well without him. We're just not a better team. That's still left to be seen because we just don't have the pieces. Because you're looking at the even trade between him and Anthony Davis. We're not a better team with Anthony Davis. Mm-hmm. We've already had Kyrie, you know what I'm saying? And so if we never would have traded Luka, we may have still had the number one spot. We don't know. And you're talking about having Luka and a Cooper flag on our squad, right? When Luka was out, we got a chance to see the rise of the other guys out there, right? Which could have happened with Luka being there. Jason Kidd need to coach better, right? So, no, we can't not look at this team right now. Now, he didn't say better. He said he loved where the Mavs are without Luka. He didn't say that they were better without Luka. And do you agree with that, D-Way, Brandon? Or do you love where the Mavs are without Luka?
I'm not as big a Luka guy as you are, EC. I mean, I respect he's one of the top players in the league, but I like the direction the Mavericks are going. I'm not going to cry over spilt milk or worry about what was or what could have been. Yeah. I'm just going to watch and see where they're progressing and if they're getting better, which they are. And again, like Z-Man said, if we get one or two more pieces, key guys. Hey, Clay's having the last couple of weeks. He's looks like his old Splash Brother self, you know. So he can still, and then I think Kyrie's due back. What, another month or so? What did I see on that, Brandon? Do you know?
I think is it April? Beginning of April?
Oh, I didn't know it was that long. Okay, my bad.
Right.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, my thing about it is I don't like it. I mean, I'm still on Team Luka. Will Cooper eventually develop into something that can carry the team with some key pieces around him? Maybe. I mean, that's yet to be seen.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I think the days of players getting statues outside of stadiums because they stayed there their whole career is over.
Yeah.
And that's a sad thing to see. Mm-hmm. You know, you got a Dirk statue outside of the AAC.
Yeah.
You got a Kobe statue. But I don't think that we're going to see too many of those. I mean, people are just moving around. I mean, how many teams has Kevin Durant been on at this point?
Facts.
Half of them? I mean,
facts.
Where are they going to put his statue?
Yeah, he's not. So, but
I want to read this comment from Andrew Williams real quick. He left two of them. I'm going to read them real quick because I don't think it's fair to compare players from different areas against each other. I agree with that. I also think people have been sold on the idea that only the rich, the billionaires, should be able to make the rules. And when someone comes along with power, the people not in power can't will as they do. People are just jealous of that and don't appreciate the work and the greatness it took him to get to that point, not to be the owner and still have power. He's speaking of LeBron James.
Yeah.
In that comment, and basically what he was saying, that even though LeBron James out here trying to make these rules, he said we got to understand that if he has the power to do it, why not use his power to do so? You know, and he mentioned the word jealousy, right? Are there some folks who are jealous of LeBron James' power? Maybe so. I can say yeah, right? But at the end of the day, what we're talking about is the fact that everybody has a job to do. And your job is not that. Let them do that job. You know what I'm saying?
And I don't agree or disagree with what Andrew said, but I do say this. LeBron does not have the power to change the rules of the game. Okay, he doesn't. No man has the power or the right to think he has the power to change the rules and the dynamics of a professional, the way professional sports is ran and played. So to that, shame on you, LeBron.
Now, I will say this. Mm-hmm. If LeBron James was 35 or 36 and he still got at least 6 more years, then yes, what Andrew Williams is saying, yes, he would have all the power because he still got, but he's ain't but a few years left. If he even finished this year, right?
Yeah,
so
that's right.
You can't.
Yeah.
What he did in Cleveland was the ultimate sign of abusing power. He turned around and suggested, knowing he was leaving out of Cleveland, that they asked him who they wanted to draft, and he wanted to get that kid. I can't think his name of. It'll come to me later on, but he made them go out and get that kid who wasn't NBA ready. He got him to Cleveland, and then he left.
Yeah.
And that poor kid career went down since then. We ain't seen him in the NBA since then, right? You can't use your power to suggest something and then abandon the ship when they do what you ask, right? That's the problem. Right. Now, he's about a year from retirement. You're going to make all these changes, lessen the game to 40, lessen the game to 40 minutes, right? Try to get the amount of games decreased, and then you leave.
Yeah.
It's like, go ahead, Brady.
I think I agree completely with you, EC. I think LeBron will play next year, but I think that'll be his last season. I mean, he's down significantly this year in points, rebounds, assists, and ISO scoring. And I just don't see that at his age. You know, I think as much as I love Jordan, I think he stayed in the game too long as a player. And it was, you know, it could have really damaged his legacy with staying with the Wizards and all that. I hope LeBron, you know, just go out on. I mean, he's still an elite player on any team.
Yeah.
Right now, but I think there's going to be a dramatic fall off. We've already seen it this year, and I think next year it's going to be even worse. So.
Yeah, Andrew said he agreed with Z-Man. He said he liked what the Mavs are without Luka. He think the Mavs had a really good squad until all the injuries. And then that's facts. And one of the injuries is Anthony Davis, right? They have some good games, and the injuries happen. They fall apart. Once we get this team back healthy, right? And that's the whole idea of trying to hold on to Anthony Davis, right? The owner said he wants to see how well Anthony Davis and Kyrie play together. And y'all know my feelings. Cut them now. Cut him now. Get rid of him right now. You got to deal with AD no more. And then just when Kyrie come back, Kyrie is going to do Kyrie business, right? Bob said, regarding KD, I'm struggling to understand why he has played in so many teams besides bigger money. Because KD pretty much has said it himself. He go to places and he want things to go the way he wants them to go, right? As he's getting older now, he's kind of admitted in some of these podcasts, right, that he could have done some things better, may have, you know, especially the Golden State situation, right? Younger in your feelings. But at the end of the day, KD is trying to chase his own legacy. And when he feels like his time is up on a team, he's just going to roll. He's going to move. That's what it is for him, right? Yeah. And he has a deficiency. His biggest deficiency is that, number one, he's just not that strong. Talented, quick, good. But he's not strong. And that's a big problem for him. You know, he can get locked up by a guy that's a foot smaller.
Yeah, right.
You know, so he can't bully his way to the inside and to make the game easier. He has to shoot mid ranges and jumpers now to really. Of course, he's fast. He can get him down the court, but when you put him in a half court situation, he ain't getting to the basket, and that wears on your body. And he's not a pure shooter like the Kobe's and how the Kobe's come in his later career, Jordan come in his later career. They're just not pure shooter. And that's what LeBron is talking about, because LeBron is not a pure mid range shooter. When the greats get to the older age, they pull up for the easy shot, the mid range. KD can't do it, and LeBron can't do it. So
yeah, I'm gonna tell you
that's what it is.
Somebody else can't do it. EC22 can't do it anymore either.
That's all I do.
EC got to pull up.
That's all I do.
And hit the mid range. Yeah.
That sounds like a personal attack.
Yeah, it is.
I disagree with that about LeBron and lowering the minutes of the game, because the NBA has seen so many more soft tissue injuries at the speed of the current game. So reducing minutes would probably be wise. If it's just that soft tissue injury, because and Andrew has a point, because these guys are getting paid billions of dollars and millions of dollars, and they got cities named after them now. I mean, it's a lot of money that you lose when the game is faster now. They're running the run and gun, and people want to see all that. But I think that can be a stronger compromise versus reducing what we've always, because what we're doing, right? When fans pay money to go see the game, you talking about 40 minutes. You talking about 40 minutes. That's a lot. And when you're looking at in real time, right? You know what I'm saying? And people want to enjoy themselves, right? They just want to enjoy themselves. And I don't know how the fans will react to a game that's 48 minutes. Now a game is 40 minutes. I don't know how they react to that, right? Everything had to be restricted.
Are the ticket prices going to go down because they lost? The fans.
Oh no, that ain't going down, because you getting to see the Super Bowl.
It ain't gonna happen, because listen, guys, we all know all these sports run on advertising.
Facts.
And they're not gonna shorten the game. That's less that's less revenue. It's not gonna happen.
They showed the minutes. You're gonna have longer timeouts. You're gonna have about 4-minute timeouts. Because like you said, they gotta get their money. The airtime is not going to change. We're going to be on for 3 hours, 2.5 hours. You know what I'm saying? They can run that Downy commercial 4 or 5 times, boy. I intentionally waited to this particular point and to use up this much time because I didn't want to take up too much time talking about this next segment. Andrew got one last. He said, to reduce the amount of the game, they would have to have some type of making that requires. Exactly. And that's the point we're trying to make. If somehow LeBron uses the leverage and they get that, then it's like low management goes out the door. And that's what Andrew's talking about. They're going to have to play. They don't give you 8 minutes off every last game. You add that up, about 84, you pretty much, like you said, Brand, that's half the season almost gone. You know what I'm saying? A quarter of the season. So, yeah, when you're looking at time, the Super Bowl 60 LX is coming up in a few weeks. And, man, my prediction is going right. I don't care what nobody said. I told them that it was going to be a Seattle Seahawks. Well, I said a blue team, Brandon. I said it's going to be an all-blue team making it to the Super Bowl.
We already know. We see what hat you got on tonight.
Yeah, but that's why I predict to win this whole deal. So ain't no sense me asking me that question, D-Way. What you got, brother?
I thought there were two great championship games played Sunday, and just if you like football, I enjoyed both the games. The games were played in outdoors in the inclement weather, which I love watching championship games played in, and I just thought it was really entertaining. At the end of the day, the two best teams are playing in the Super Bowl, which is what I always like to see. But man, kudos to Sam Darnold, man. He won 14 games in Minnesota, and they ran him out of town. And he runs and gets up there in Seattle, and they're just kicking ass and taking names, man. And the same with Drake May, man. I didn't know much about Drake coming out of North Carolina, but let me tell you something. That kid can play.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be a really good Super Bowl, I think.
So, Brandon, real quick, let me ask you this question. The Denver Broncos, and Coach D-Way, you can jump in too. Between the Denver Broncos and New England Patriots, right? The Denver Broncos elected to go for it on 4th down when they were well within field goal range, right? If they made that kick, we're potentially looking at going into overtime in a playoff game. Yeah. Now, would the outcome be the same if they would have made that kick versus going for it?
I mean, here's what I'll say on that. I think that as much as I know that Coach D loves to watch that kind of football and weather like that,
right.
I wish the elements were not a factor as much in such a big game, so we would truly know who the better team is.
Right.
But it's a full-on blizzard out there, man.
Fact.
I don't think Vinatieri could have kicked a 15-yard field goal, So it's hard to say with those weather conditions, but I will say that I definitely think that New England is the better team. Now, if Bo Nix was in there for Denver, would it be different? Yeah, for sure. But you just can't expect a guy to come in that didn't have and I don't want to steal Coach's thunder here, but I think we talked about it earlier today, and he said that the guy didn't play single play in the regular season or in the playoffs, something like that.
Yeah, he didn't have he's the first quarterback that started a playoff game that didn't complete a pass in the regular season.
Right.
And it's not his fault, no fault of his own, but you talked about the field goal or going for it down there, and I don't disagree with that, but if the kid throws the pass forward out of bounds instead of throwing it backwards, we might be looking at a different game as well. But bad decision to go for it instead of field goal points in that game. We're going to be tough to get. Yeah, Bobby, right. I totally agree. But every team should play in the dome. Those weather conditions were ridiculous, affected the outcome of the game.
So speaking of that, if keeping both quarterbacks, right? Well, let's do this. Brandon, you talked about it. Coach D-Way answered the question. If Bo Nix would have played that game in that weather, both guys being that weather, could Denver win that game? Coach?
Yes, because their defense was phenomenal. Their defense was crazy good. the other day, and I just believe Bo Nix is
Facts.
just good enough where they win that game. Take 3-point special back at quarterback, nearly guaranteed to be up to. Yeah, for sure. And who is that? Back that up. Who is Bowl of Cereal?
Probably somebody I invited.
Nick, or who is that?
They're gonna leave a name in a minute. So now you take the elements out of it, right? You go with the Stidham and Drake May situation. You put them in the dome, like Andrew said. The weather's not a factor. Which team can win? I mean, obviously, I believe that the Patriots have the better run game. All right, but I think that Bo Nix has a better arm. The defense obviously is better in Denver versus New England. So you put him in, in that situation. They was asking Stidham to do a whole lot. They wanted him to throw the ball, right? And typically when you're in that type of weather, you got to run it. But they was asking him to throw the ball. So but you put him in a situation and in a dome, the weather's great. I don't know because I liked the way he looked when he first got out there. Then he showed that he was back up in the second quarter.
That's my boy. That's my boy. Nick is bowl of cereal.
Okay.
Coach D and I have talked about having him. Let me tell you something. Nick is an elite sports talk guy. I mean, if anybody needs to be on the show, it's him. Shout out to Nick, and hopefully he'll be on at some point.
What's up, Nick?
Yeah, that's awesome. That's cool. Defense won championship. Denver was the one that played in the dome. Denver was the one that played in the dome stadium.
Yeah.
I thought Denver played outdoors.
No, they do play outdoors, right?
Neither
one of them played in the dome. One played Empowerment and Mount High.
The only team of the 4 teams left that played in a dome were the Rams. The other 3 play outdoors. So it'll be a good Super Bowl. It's a long 2 weeks away, so we won't have much to talk about. But EC, did you want to touch real quick on the coaching changes and anything going on there, or no? Yeah,
I'm gonna touch on it a little bit, but I gotta give it up to my boy. He made this statement. This Mason, the giant dumpster fire. He said, I'll put up his comment. He said, EC, you're going to have to abandon that hat after the Super Bowl. And see, hey, this is what I call education when it comes down to what we do here on this particular podcast, that we're called the FairWeather Fan community, right? So, Mason, look, ain't abandoned nothing. I'm already ready. What you talking about? I'm already ready. We can flip it right now. So I can go either one. So that's how we roll here at the FairWeather Fan. So I'm already ready. That's why you call it the FairWeather Fan, brother. Appreciate you on that.
Having said that, Seattle wins the Super Bowl. So, and I'm gonna leave it right there. Seattle wins the Super Bowl. Period.
All right, let's jump into coaching. Go ahead.
I would love to have to play the other side here, to play devil's advocate, but I just can't. I think that Seattle has got the dub on both sides of the ball, defense and offensive. That boy JSN is balling out, and their defense is just crazy. And now with Zach out, Kenneth Walker is stepping up. That guy looks like a starter. Dude, so I just don't see any way that New England has a chance to win unless there's some critical injury or something like that, Yeah,
true facts.
All right, so we go ahead and get into some of these coaching hires, and obviously some of this news you guys already know, right? But we're gonna.
I'm losing you, man. I can't see you very well.
Oh, how did I bring this thing down? How did it get down that way?
There you go.
Yeah. All right. So get into hold on. We got some comments. They've been firing up the comment section pretty well over here.
Good.
Andrew said, I have Seattle winning a Super Bowl. Bob said the dark side defense rules. What did he say? Oh, yeah, I'm definitely ready to switch team. That's how we do. That's FairWeather Fan. What we say, my team is your team, and your team is my team.
That's what the FairWeather
That's
Fan
how we
is.
roll.
Yeah.
All 32.
Keep it 100, man, for sure. Yeah.
So Jim Harbaugh, and I said this a couple weeks ago in the podcast. Jim Harbaugh had decided that he was going to hire the New York Giants as his next coaching job, and I say it that way because I don't think this was a good move for New York. But I think Jim Harbaugh sought out a team, and he said, "This is where I want to go." And New York said, "Why the heck not?" Right? Because I mean, nobody in their right mind, not this team, can use a John Harbaugh. He's older. They got a younger squad. They need relatability. But at the end of the day, when John Harbaugh is calling you up and say, "Hey, I want to come to your organization," you got to say, "Sure, why? Let's go." All right? And that's my opinion with this hire. What y'all think?
Yeah, it's John. It's not Jim. Quit saying Jim.
I said John.
He changed it. He changed it.
It's John. It's waiting. My microphone is coming. I think I had my front. I said John. Yeah.
I'm surprised that he took that job.
That's where he wanted to go. He didn't take it. He said that's where he wanted to go.
I know, but why? Why?
It's anybody's business. Why he went knocking on their door. I don't know.
Maybe he and the wife wanted to live up there for a couple of years, and do the New York thing. But
I think he's seeking out Jackson Dart. I think he feels like that. He can really. And once again, he's a defensive coach, so it's like,
yeah,
So, but I think with him, with having Lamar and having old man before that,
Derek,
I think who that?
No, I thought you would say Derrick Henry, but no.
No, his quarterback before that, the guy Flacco. I think he feels like he has a great rapport when it comes down to coaching quarterbacks or at least being their head coach. And I think he feels like he can bring something to New York. So why the heck not being a Big Apple, right?
Yeah, shoot, why not? Yeah.
Right.
I think he's going to bring, hopefully bring some stability to that team and a defensive mindset. Because I feel like, barring the injuries that they had late in the season to their quarterback and to their running back,
right?
It seems like they got the offense pretty much nailed down.
Right.
It's the defense is the problem. So I think that's a great fit. I'm excited to see him in a Giants hat.
Yeah.
What'd you think about Jesse Minter going to the Baltimore Ravens? Jesse Minter, how you say it? Yeah, that guy.
He was who? Where'd he come out of?
He came out of Chargers defensive coordinator.
He's DC for Chargers, right?
Okay.
So he's unproven as a head coach.
I didn't know the Chargers had a great year this year defensively, but whatever. So yeah, I liked. I thought Van Joseph, defense coordinator for Denver, would have been a good fit. But whatever. Just like this guy they brought in from the Eagles to be the defense coordinator for the Cowboys. I mean, I don't know who he is or what he is, but whatever.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, I'm definitely sold on that guy because the Eagles always had a good defense, right? And if he can bring some of that same mojo that he brought from the Eagles to the Cowboys, we can definitely use that, right? But when it comes down to him, right? When it comes down to being a DC, like we don't know how many. There are a few good defensive coordinators, head coaches that were defensive coordinators, right? We see a few of them. Particularly, like to see the OCs become head coaches. That don't mean defensive coaches can't make. I mean, defense coordinators can't make good head coaches. But Jesse Minter going to the Baltimore Ravens. I mean, could the Ravens use better defense? Yeah. They got all the weapons on offense, right?
Yeah.
So it makes sense to me. I don't necessarily like it because there's other people I think that's deserving of it. You know what I'm saying? Like the one you said, like the guy out of Denver. But anyway, he got the job. Yeah. Kevin Stefanski and ATL. Wow. Thoughts on that?
Wow. Has he won anything anywhere?
Hey, two coaches of the year.
Well, I mean, to me, Atlanta's in dire straits, but I mean, I guess we'll see. I mean, Giants have some good pieces. Neighbors could stop getting hurt. Scatterboo, you get Scatterboo back. I think get the quarterback and Dart and pretty good defense. Giants have a squad. Okay, Andrew.
Andrew's saying that Kevin Stefanski going to ATL is horrible.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the way I look at it, whoever goes into the ATL is set up for success. So if they don't succeed, I mean, they got an incredible running back down there. And actually, I don't know if y'all watched much of them early in the season, but their defense was pretty good early in the season. I'm not really sure what happened, if they had injuries or what. But all around, I think they're a great team. So if you go there and you don't have success, I mean, it's definitely on you for sure.
Who's the backup quarterback to Cousins? Penix?
Well, Penix is he's hurt, but yeah, he's supposed to. So basically, Curtin Cousins is his backup. It's Penix backup, and that's the whole dynamic situation.
Because Michael's going to be able to play. You know, he's proven he can play in this league.
He got to get healthy. He got injured, and so the organization. I mean, he had some couple of bad games. He looked bad. They did bench him in one game, and so Kirk Cousins come in. But the crazy thing about Atlanta, and it goes both well for the Falcons as well as the Hawks, right? The culture has always in Atlanta is so tight, right? It's an African American culture down there. They clean up all the counties, man, from Duval to not Duval, but from DeKalb, county, and all the surrounding counties, man. And that culture has spoken. DC Youngfly, actor, comedian, entertainer, took to social media, and he really just went off on Kevin Stefanski, right? And the one thing he mentioned that stood out that makes sense to me is the way Stefanski treated Shedeur. Because Shedeur obviously is a guy who's loved by the culture, the African American culture. We love him, we love his daddy, and we didn't necessarily like. None of us thought that he was probably should be a top tier quarterback, not because he still got to prove himself, right? But when you treat a kid so bad, when you show him that you don't like him, you put him in every situation to fail, right? And it's so obvious, right? And then even when you talk about him in post game, it's like, how you run your team is how you run your team. But then after that team fails, you take this guy and put him in the most cultured organization in all the sports when it comes down to Atlanta Falcons. Like, that's not a good move culture because the city is not getting behind it, right? What the owners do, that's their business. But you do not have the support of your city with this Kevin Stefanski hire. There's going to be a lot of conversation going to have to happen when it comes down to them and the fan base. And this just didn't make any sense, right? Yeah. I know people don't necessarily like the politics or don't have to deal with social issues when it comes down to sports, but it is what it is. Right? It's in our face, and you have to deal with it, right? I'm not saying go out there and go get another black coach or anything like that. But what I am saying is that not Kevin Stefanski, because he – so that just not him. They could have done a whole lot better. So whatever message they're trying to send, and then his track record is not good. ATL has got all the pieces, but they've been losing for so long. And it's like, man, you can't they can't suffer another losing season out of the fan base, right? And now with this guy, right? And so it's just unfortunate for the fan base over there with them to get this hire.
Where did he coach before? I'm having a brain cramp. You said he won two something. You said
he won them both with this Browns team. It was that year they had Baker Mayfield. When Baker Mayfield went off, he won Coach of the Year that season. And then there was another time he coached another old guy. I think that was Joe Burrow, something like that. Not Joe Burrow, but Flacco. I think one of them old quarterbacks. They had a good season when everybody was hurt. So them getting Coach of the Year that season. So I mean. But since then, his resume has been very terrible. And he's been in this whole quarterback carousel, not finding success. He's been a head coach of all this nonsense. You know what I'm saying? And there got to be some penalty for that. But regardless of what I think, he got him a job. He went from one city to the next. I don't think he ever packed his bags right. Robert Salah is going to Tennessee Titans. Brandon, what do you think about this?
Where was he at?
San Francisco.
I mean, a former defensive coordinator for the 49ers. I mean, I guess that's the direction they want to go, is try to build that team up defensively. And I've always kind of thought of the Titans as a defensive team. So I think that's a good fit for him. I think he proved himself in San Francisco. And but again, it's another defensive coordinator going to be a head coach. So it's kind of a wait and see thing to, how they're going to do offensively. They've always kind of struggled on the offensive side. So, but hey, being a Bears fan, I know all about that. I know all about relying on the defense.
Yeah.
And kind of having a so-so offense.
Right.
So it can work. It's just a lot more difficult. So,
man, I love me some Roberts a lot. You know, and Coach D-Way, you've been on this show. He knows I've talked about Roberts a lot. I defended him. If you gotta go check my YouTube channel, there's some times I defended him when that guy, the guy, I can't think of his name. They used to coach the Jets.
Sala?
Rex Ryan. When Rex Ryan went off on him when he was coaching the Jets, I had a whole YouTube episode that I had to stand 10 toes down Robert Sly and give Rex Ryan his ugly flowers on that because I didn't like the way he talked. However, the way he coached the Jets, we've seen him here head coach, and we've seen him have not good success. We've seen him not make good decisions.
Yeah.
But he coached the 49ers to a Super Bowl, best defense in the league, gets him the job over in New York, bummed out over there, come back to the 49ers, get that defense back to the status they once was since he left. Now you get another head coaching job. Like, no, we've seen what you do at head coach. It is not good. He's one of these guys like, be a career defensive coordinator because head coaching may not be for you. Now, I could be wrong. He got another shot at it. Most people don't get a second time to, you know what I'm saying, to have a first impression. But Tennessee is taking a chance on him, and we'll see what happens. But I mean, he's so good at being a DC. Just be a DC.
Sala?
Robert Sala, he's the best defensive coordinator I've seen in my lifetime. The dude is cold when it comes down to DC.
Yeah,
I'd rather go see him coach a college team than to have coach an NFL team right now because he's done it so bad. He's done it so much.
Yeah.
Right. So he failed badly at the Jets. Right. Andrew said, "I'm tired of the retreads. I'm tired of people failing up." Exactly. People who fail, they get another job. Joe Brady. This one I was questioned about. Joe Brady has transitioned from to the Buffalo Bills when he was OC, I think what it was, and then moved on up to take the head coaching job. I'm mixed emotions, right? I love internal hires. I do. I really do. That's why I was hoping for Kafka to get the job over the Giants. But I love internal hires, right? However, what's wrong with this Buffalo Bills team is their offense. I don't know what they're going to do. Just like all you did is just turn the page. I don't know. Brandon, what you think about this Joe Brady hire?
Well, I mean, they've definitely had some struggles on the offensive side, but isn't the whole reason that they lost the game, wasn't it a defensive issue?
Oh, no, Joe, he turned the ball over.
I kind of feel like at the end of the game, though,
yeah.
I can't remember exactly. Wasn't there I forgot what happened. I just remember them panning over to the sidelines at the Bills QB, and they made a pretty big mistake on the defensive side of the football. But I don't think, with the Bills, they're right there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're right on the edge of being great, and they have been for a while now. So I don't know what it's going to take to push them over the edge. But I mean, obviously there needs to be some changes, and that's what they're doing. I'd be curious, who they're going to bring in as an OC. I mean, if maybe he didn't have success as an OC or as much success as you would think that he should have EC. But now he has an opportunity to get somebody else in there that can do a majority of the heavy lifting on that side.
This could be a situation to where, because Joe Brady wasn't a play caller, Sean McDermott was, right? So it could be a situation where it's like, hey, you know what? Y'all, I would have made better decisions. And of course, you've been up under this Sean McDermott for all this time. Now it's like, okay, now let's give you your shot. Let's see how would you call the game any different. So I'm hoping that's the right, because we need to see a little something different. And like you said, the Buffalo Bills are right there. A little more tweaks to the game. Obviously making better decisions in off season, getting better players, getting help for him, stuff like that. I think they solve their running back game, so I think that's good. But that just I hope that's what he brings, because I like Joe Brady. I was expecting Joe Brady to take another job somewhere, maybe in Las Vegas, or definitely I would love to see him over in Arizona. But they still looking for coaches over there. Jeff Hafley, the Miami Dolphins. What did he say? I think some of the front office issues that was what? Oh, he said he think there's more of the front office issue than OC issues. They need to get better. Exactly. Basically, that's what he's saying. What I was saying. Like the Bills need to get better players. Bill needs some changes and needed to change the head coach. Hopefully, this Brady guy can push Josh Allen to the next level. Facts, all facts. Jeff Hafley at the Miami Dolphins. D-Way.
Yeah.
What you think, brother?
Dolphins need a lot. They need a lot. They need more than just a head coach, and so, and Hafley came from where?
Green Bay.
Yeah. Dolphins to me are in disarray. We'll see. All these head coaches, these guys. I mean, we won't know until we know, you know. And
well, there is one that we haven't touched on that we do know.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of them are moving from, OC, DC kind of positions into head coaching positions. But
that's just like Aaron Glenn up in New York. That guy's he's a football guy, and he's going to get it going. He's got to get the right pieces in there. Aaron's got it going on. I'm telling you,
right?
He'll get it figured out.
And that's one thing about Jeff Hadley for the Miami Dolphins. Let's touch on him real quick. So, he covered the Packers. The one thing I love about this trade, right? This is probably, this hire. This is probably the best hire, I think, in the offseason. I'm not saying that he's aggressive hire. I'm not saying that he's going to turn the Miami Dolphins around, right? But I think this is the ideal of getting a better look, because what Mike McDaniels did, it was good until it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? The one thing I know about Jeff Hadley, right? He's a dog. He's the guy that can galvanize the locker room. He's the guy that can get guys to come together, right? That's one thing we know about him, right? Now, whether his resume is out there or not, we don't know how great the Packer defense was. We saw how it was this past year. It was trash, right? But I think as a head coach, I think he can have some great success, right? Because I think that's the only missing pieces when it came down to the Miami Dolphins is, and no disrespect to Mike McDaniels, like those guys just needed to have some type of camaraderie. They need to have some type of, he needed a spine. He let them guys do what they want to do, quarterback talk out the players and the media, you know what I'm saying? They didn't trust them. It's like, it was just so crazy. So I think it's a fresh start. Definitely when it comes to the draft, they should be drafting the quarterback, because this kid only got a few more years left, right? He should be involved in everything about building his team. So I think this is a good look, and I'm hopefully, just like we didn't know about Mike McDaniels when he came to the Dolphins, hopefully Jeff Hafley's name will start ringing throughout the NFL. He can be a good coach. Now to what everybody else. Go ahead, Brandon.
I agree with you, EC. I just think McDaniels, you could just tell, you didn't even need to be in that locker room. You could just look at him on the sideline and tell that he was the player's best friend and not a coach. And unfortunately, you can't be that way. So this new guy coming in is going to have a huge task in front of him early on, changing 180 degrees the way those players respond to a head coach. I'm not your buddy. I'm not your friend. You get out there and get it done. And that if he can do that, they're liable to have some success. But that's issue number one.
Facts. All right, everybody, y'all ready for it? The Pittsburgh Steelers, after
Mike McCarthy,
after all those seasons, 19 seasons, whatever it was, our guy, Mike Tomlin, has been head coach. Their next successor to run the gauntlet in Pittsburgh is Mike McCarthy.
Hold on a second.
Go ahead.
I thought that Mike McCarthy needs at least 1 year off so he can spend some time in his barn to game plan and get his mind right before he starts coaching again. Isn't that what he did before he went to the Cowboys?
He did have 1 year off, so it worked out perfect. Yeah.
Okay, so he's been in the barn.
Yeah.
He's coming out, and you know what? I think the barn's going to burn down again, unfortunately.
Right.
It's an interesting hire. Obviously, Mike and AA Ron got some history, and they know each other. But the Steelers or the organization where they hire a guy, he's there for 15, 16, 17, 18 years. They don't switch coaches every couple of years, but maybe they're going to try something different. So because And y'all got to understand, Mike had some success in Dallas. I mean, what did he win? 12 games, 3 years in a row, maybe? You know?
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
I don't disagree with that. I mean,
but
he did, but I mean, you got to win in the playoffs, you know.
100%. And he had some success in Green Bay as well.
Oh yeah.
So it's
Facts.
not like he's a terrible hire. It's just not the guy that we would have thought, you know, would have landed there. So, but yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
not mad.
do you even think that? I mean, I don't know how old he is, but he's getting up there. I mean, do you think he would even
62.
coach for more than 3 or 4 more years, just even if they're winning?
I mean,
No,
I mean,
I go ahead anyway.
well, yeah, I'm with you. Go ahead, EC. We're probably gonna say the same thing. I mean, he's got 3 to 5 years left if he's doing well. You know, you EC, what do you
Yeah.
think?
No, yeah, he's 62 years old, and Art Rooney and him hiring Mike McCartney. First of all, Mike Tomlin, was a young coach when he came into the league, and they wanted to keep that tradition, right? Keep the coach and let him build the organization, right? But I think Art Rooney is going a different direction now, right? Because if he wanted to keep that tenure by having coaches stay around for a lifetime, right? He wouldn't have hired a 62-year-old coach, right?
Right.
He's already come out and made a suggestion and saying that he's not trying to tank. He's not trying to rebuild the team. He's trying to still win with the pieces he got right now. He don't want to reconstruct the team, right? He want to add pieces, and he's thinking about getting a veteran coach is the right move for that mindset. Now, he's the best veteran coach out there. He's just as good as any, right? Because I think the whole Dallas, I think we're here in the Metroplex are jaded by the Dallas situation, right? Which I clearly stated that was a Jerry Jones move, right? He was handcuffed here in Dallas. He couldn't really coach the way he needed to coach, right? But we cannot forget the years in Green Bay, right? Now him getting reacquainted or reconnected with Aaron Rodgers, right? That don't mean they're going to win a Super Bowl. That don't even mean they're going to win their division, right? But we get to see some of that magic. If they can get some pieces around here, I think Mike McCarthy is a good coach, right? And I think this will be a good fit for the next 2 years for the Steelers. Because at some point, Steelers, I know you don't want to rebuild right now, but at some point you're going to have to.
At some point, you're going to have to get a quarterback and come in there grooming.
Right.
You know.
Now they got the young Will Howard from Ohio State sitting on the bench over there, right?
Yeah.
They're projected right now in mock draft is to get another quarterback in the first round, which is weird as all outdoors. Why they go out and get another quarterback that they already got one. So unless they see something in practice that Will Howard is not catching the schemes or he's not being able to learn the playbook, we don't know what's going over there and why Will Howard has been sitting out all this time. But however, it's now Mike McCarthy's decision what he wants to do and how he's going to coach up this talent, what he's going to bring in forward. But I give him 3 or 4 years to figure it out. Then after that point, if Mike McCarthy doesn't give some type of success, they're going to deconstruct the team. They're going to rebuild. He's going to go somewhere else. They're going to get in a young coach, and they're going to just overhaul the whole team.
Agree.
Now there's still Arizona. Who else? Arizona, Las Vegas, and who else out there that still need a coach that ain't got one yet? And Cleveland. Still haven't got a coach yet. So it's anybody's business who can go. We're still looking for Vance Joseph to get a job somewhere. We're still looking for I like well, I was gonna go for Joe Brady. He's cool. I can't think of his name right now. Clint Kubiak. Yeah, we're still looking for him to get a job somewhere. So so we don't know how this is gonna go. There's still some names being thrown out in the pot. I just can't believe Robert Saleh got a job, but with some of these great OCs, I just don't. It's so still him out of all people. But anyway. That's all I have, y'all. Anybody got any final thoughts before we go ahead and close out tonight's message, man? Super Bowl 60. D-Way, who you got?
I got Seattle, man. I think it's going to be their defense is just so good. Defense wins championships. It'll be Drake May's first time on the big stage, and their defense.
Both of them first time.
Their defense is too good. Their defense is just too good, and so. We got a long 2 weeks to sit and wait and save up some money so we can get all of our Super Bowl snacks together. But it should be good. And but as always, I enjoyed the show and love having Brandon on, and his insight was great and he added a lot to it. So anyway, good show tonight, and appreciate you, EC, as always, man.
All right, Brandon Marshall, Super Bowl. Who out coached? Mike McDonald or Mike Vrabel?
I got the Hawks. I think it'll be hopefully it'll be competitive. So they can keep the TVs on. That's normally how they roll it.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be Hawks probably by 3.
Yeah, I can see that.
Close game. And as far as final comments, listen, guys, it's all tied up in Norman right now with 9:39 left. So it's anybody's game. Sue Pig, go Hogs.
Shame on Arkansas.
It's great.
It's about time. It's about the time that A-Cuff takes over. So
hey, fact, yo.
Appreciate you guys and good show. Appreciate you having me on. And yeah, man, it was fun.
All right, Bob DeVick says Seahawks by 10. Oh, that's a big spread, Bob, but I like it. I like it a lot. Final thoughts for here is simple, man. Listen, if you haven't watched the Unrivaled League, I know it's not traditional. Some of you guys out there who don't really get into women's sports, please do me a favor. Do your boy EC22 a favor. Just watch one game. Record it if you don't want to watch it in real time, but watch one game. You will not be disappointed. And once again, don't judge it don't look at it like you're watching men's, because you ain't gonna see the dunk, you ain't gonna see the alley-oops, but what you're gonna see is basketball. If you're a basketball fan, I get it. But if you're a basketball enthusiast, if you live, breathe, sweat all things basketball, then you will love the product that these women are putting out, man. That's all I have right now, man. Look out for your girl Paige Beckers and all them in the Rival League. This is your boy EC22 signing off, man. For all you guys who've been joining us, Bob, Andrew William, we appreciate you. Mason, we appreciate you for jumping in. Z-Man, it's always a pleasure to have you with us all the time. Below for cereal. One of you, so
that's Nick. That's Nick.
Appreciate you for joining in, man. And all you guys who has been really climbing in and showing and getting involved in the conversations. I cannot forget my boy Lewis Manford over there on Faith Talk Radio, man. He's on right now. If you're on Facebook right now, just click on over. You jump off mine and click on over to Facebook Talk Radio, or just pull up Lewis Manford. You can watch his podcast. I'll be joining him in about 2 minutes over there. And y'all, this been your boy C22. Like always, like, subscribe, share. Most of all, leave comments so you can join this conversation. This your boy EC22, along with Brandon Marshall, Coach D-Way, as well as J-Dub, who had to go take care of some family business. We'll see you next Tuesday. But for right now, we are out.